Welcome to Power of Two Power's Menu, a place where we go beyond small talk. Today's episode it's all about life with coffee flavor. My guest today, coming from Ukraine but living in Bucharest, is Valeria Antonenko, a specialist in specialty coffee. With more than 14 years of experience in the field of coffee, she will tell us stories about career building process, both in Ukraine and in Romania, and about how these businesses are different. Welcome, Valeria.
Hello, Valentina. I'm very happy to share all my experience and all my story in this short period of time with you and with our listeners.
Thank you for accepting my invitation.
Thank you for inviting.
First of all, I know you're here because of the war. Why did you choose Romania out of all the other options that you've had?
So, first of all, when I left from Ukraine, I decided to go to Poland. But unfortunately, with not knowing their native language, you cannot really find so fast a job in the coffee field. And because I always wanted to remain in this area where I worked all my life, I started to look to another countries where I actually can achieve my goal to work in this field with just English language. And here, surprisingly for me, I mean, maybe a little bit ashamed to admit it, but I didn't really know a lot of things about Romania before I arrived here. I discovered that in this country, the level of English, it's the same really high, like the level of specialty coffee, especially, of course, in Bucharest. And the biggest, let's say, and probably the pioneer of the specialty coffee in Romania have been coffee shop and brand Origo Coffee. And I had the interview with owner, with creator of this brand, Mihai Panfil. And the interview actually went really successful and I had a great energy. Besides that, I had interviews with the different companies from Germany and Lithuania as well. By vibe and I don't know, probably with the soul, I choose Romania.
And how was your first year here?
Oh, wow. It was very different. First of all, I had experience to work in really crowded places. But my last years in Ukraine have been more regarding training, management, doing financial and administrative part. Here I entered the bar first, and it was really stressful, of course, because it was hard a little bit to listen what another people are telling you to do when you used to do the opposite, actually. And it was really challenging sometimes, but as well very pleasant because I really enjoyed the big flow and I really felt that I chose the completely right place for myself because it kept me busy. I really needed to keep myself busy to not think about all bad stuff which is happening in my country. And I really accomplished this because I didn't really have time to be upset because every moment you're doing something, you're communicating to a lot of people. And also, I would like to mention that I have been greeted really great by 99% of the Romanians. It wasn't a problem that I was speaking English, and they appreciated my work, my experience, and the coffee which I was doing for them. So, yeah, I think the first year was challenging, but as well very pleasant.
What made you choose to work in a coffee shop?
Hard to say. I think I'm a very social person in general. And my specialization in the university, it's actually management in restaurant and hotel field. Yeah, that was my interest, let's say, when I was looking forward for building my career. And when I was looking for my first job back then in Ukraine, we had the biggest chain of some shops which had a really great level of quality. It wasn't yet completely specialty coffee. It was something in between of commercial brand and specialty brand. But we already had the best treatments, the best trainings, the great knowledges about the extraction of the espresso, about the latte art, about brewing. And actually, I was 18 years old. I just finished my college. before going to the university. And I fell in love so badly that I stayed there more than 6 years. I think the first trial was really successful, and from there I became such a coffee lover.
What makes a coffee be very good coffee?
Coffee is doing the whole way from the seed, which is inside the ground. And the last point, it's drinking it from the cup, which is arriving at your table after the barista made it. There is so many points which you need to check to call the coffee the really good one. But if we're saying about the basics, first of all, we are talking about the origin, and specialty coffee is mostly 90% working with coffee Arabica, because Arabica is the best quality type of the coffee, considering with all type of the tastes which we are looking in a good coffee. It's high acidity, high sweetness, medium bitterness, pleasant body, and there is a lot of different descriptors which I can say further. After that, there is a whole process about how the coffee was picked, because the best way to actually grab the most beautiful and great coffee beans, it's by hand pick method, where is the person doing it. So yeah, not everywhere IE still can replace people. We still need some great people from their countries which are working really hard, mostly women, because they're really attentive to the details, how we all know. By their hands, choosing the best cherries, because the coffee bean initially is looking like a coffee cherry. After that, the coffee is getting different processes. So it can be washed process, it can be anaerobic, it can be different one. And it's also really big influence on the taste of coffee. After that, it's also happening the process of the sortation, when you are taking out all defects. And for example, not every coffee can enter the specialty. After that, it's also should be transported correctly. One of the most important parts is the roasting process, which is including itself a lot of chemical processes to get the perfect level of roasting. So yeah, this is probably 80% of the part to coffee being a good product. The last stage, which I still consider the most important, because I know the greatest barista which can take not the best product and make, even with not the most expensive equipment, really great cup of coffee. But at the same moment, I know that even with the most expensive and great coffee, if the barista, the specialist, doesn't know particularly how to process with this kind of coffee, at your table, you're not going to receive the best cup of your life.
As always, it's not only about the product, it's about how people deal with the product.
For sure. Yes, it's an important part of this cycle, because they're actually part of the whole process. It doesn't matter if this coffee was made with keeping all the standards on the way. If it didn't receive the right customer, he would not appreciate it.
What's your favorite type of guest?
My favorite type of guest.
Yeah.
I would say that I have two different type, and the first it's regular guests, which are coming indoor daily, and you know basically the hour, the minute, the almost the second when they were gonna enter, and you know what those people were gonna drink, and you know 100% how to prepare for them their best cup of coffee. Of course, it's making the process easy, but also you are truly enjoying this connection which you are building between you and the guest. Because I think not just to the barman, people are telling their really sad and happy stories when they're drinking alcohol, but cup of coffee also can be this really great connection between people. The second type of my favorite guests are absolutely new people. I think mostly they're foreigners which are traveling, because I'm also myself a traveler with a big experience, and I enjoy to come every time in the new coffee shop in the new country which I'm visiting. And some of those people are really passionate about the coffee. Some of them are even working in the field. And the greatest feeling is from both of groups when at the final of their visit, they're saying, wow, thank you very much. That was really great. And you made my day. Yeah. So this is, I think, the best part of serving people.
Well, it looks like a field in which there is a lot of place for development. You talk about great barista, people with experience, you yourself having 14 years of experience. What have kept you so long within this industry?
This is really great question, and I would like to talk about this more, actually. For a lot of people in a lot of countries, not just in Romania, I think the same in Ukraine, barista job considered like just something temporary, like, yeah, I'm right now in the university, I need, I don't know, part-time job just to make some money, to have some better lifestyle. And what we're gonna be cool? We're gonna be cool to learn how to do coffee and to be a barista because somehow this profession became pretty famous in the world. In this case, young people are considering it for sure like something temporary, which is okay. I understand that for some people, this is the part of their stairs to their career lift, basically, because they're studying something else in university and they're seeing themselves in the future in the different fields. But if you entered the coffee field, you feel such a joy to work here. You got really passionate about this. And yeah, your fear basically after that, okay, what am I gonna do after, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 years? I can give you answers here. First of all, I truly believe that some people are enjoying to work behind the bar, and there is absolutely nothing bad with this because as more years you're working in the field, as more experience you can actually grab from this at some moment if you would like to try something else but not leave the coffee field. There it can be a lot of different ways how you can develop. A lot of big companies which their roasting process with the consulting. For example, myself, I can say that I tried a lot of different activities. I started to be a trainer in the coffee field. I was training my colleagues, customers who wanted to open a coffee shop, who wanted to work in the coffee field, as well just coffee lovers who were passionate about this and they wanted to learn how to make a great coffee at home. I participated in the championships, and if you would like to achieve this type of goal, I truly recommend through the participation in the competitions, you can meet many people from the coffee field and to actually open your possibilities in the coffee field. Myself and a lot of people who I know from the coffee field, from participating in the competitions, made the step to becoming judges and to judge not just competitions in the country, but also went to the world coffee competitions. So yeah, this is another way where you can develop. Also, based on my own experience, you can go in the management part in the coffee shops because any good coffee shop needs a great manager in the background organizing everything about the team, the financial part and the product. Oh, I think I talked a lot. So yeah, I hope through this I gave you some impression that there are opportunities where you can grow in the coffee field. If you're really passionate about this and you have a desire, you're gonna find your own way.
It looks like a lot to do there. Wow. Let's also tell everybody that besides continuing your career in a coffee field, you also learned Romanian language.
Thank you. I had a good teacher.
Oh, yes, thank you very much. It's always a good compliment to hear. Still, you studied a lot and you practice while working and not only. I will switch to Romania, okay?
Sure, I hope I will keep the track well.
I have no doubt. I'm sure you're going to do quite fine. Aș vrea să te întreb, cum ar fi viața ta fără cafea?
Cafea este cea mai mare parte din viața mea, bineînțeles, dar aș dori să zic că sunt sigură că eu pot să supraviețuiesc și fără cafea în viața mea. Nu simt ceva de genul că beau cafea pentru mă simt mai energetică sau mă trezesc de fiecare dimineață. Bineînțeles, hai să zicem că acest gând la toată lumea există, hai să beau cafea ca mă ajută cu ceva să am niște energie, dar după așa mulți ani de băut cafea zilnic, pentru mine acest proces este mult mai mult pentru partea de plăcere. Și cred că ți-am povestit odată că eu am fost în Egipt și acolo chiar nu există cafea de specialitate, dar da, a fost doar ceva cafea foarte prăjit, foarte, foarte, foarte dark, care a avut un gust extraordinar de amar, care nu am putut să beau deloc. Și am renunțat și nu am băut cafea deloc o săptămână.
Ce te face să simți că, nu știu, gustul unei cafele are un nivel de calitate înalt?
Pentru mine cafea este, în primul rând, despre aroma. După primul training la care am avut acest sensory metodă, cu o persoană foarte dezvoltată în domeniul de vin, care are aceleași structură despre arome și gusturi, în general. Și el ne-a zis la un moment dat că la orice loc voi mergeți, nu știu, la piața, la supermarket, în restaurant, înainte să gustați sau cumpărați mâncare, trebuie să mirosiți. Și după aceea am această tradiție, nu știu, când merg la piață și cumpăr niște roșii, mereu iau în mână și încerc să simt miros. Și la fel și la partea de cafea. Deci, primul rând, dacă cafea mirose foarte bine, aproape 100%, că o să fie și pe gust bun. Da, și după aceea, cred că al doilea parte care mi-a dat cea mai mare plăcere este post-gust, pentru că niște cafele uneori nu sunt atât de dezvoltate când beai în procesul, dar după rămâne acest post-gust foarte plăcut, care rămâne cu tine ceva timp și chiar asta pentru mine, desigur, spune că cafea care tu ai băut a fost foarte bună.
Thank you very much for accepting this challenge. It's always good to have passionate people around, especially when it's about something that you like. And I like coffee very much. And I have to admit, I learned a lot about coffee since I've met you.
Thank you as well.
Let's wrap up on our episode live with Coffee Flavour. Thank you very much for being here with us at Power of Two, Power of Many. Stay tuned, start your own conversation, and remember, once a month, we are back with new stories of new guests that have real passion that takes them forward. For now, goodbye and see you soon.